Your scorekeeper is Shay Inman, and the official timekeeper ringing that bell is Don Risher. Ladies and gentlemen, as a reminder, for the fighter safety, no flash photography now. Are you ready for some action? You are in the right place. Let's get this first fight underway. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you first, he fights out of the blue corner. He wears the black trunks with the red trim. He weighed in at 146.2 pounds. He is a veteran of 13 professional fights from Houston, Texas. Demos la bienvenida a GIL, la METRALLETA GARCIA. And in the red corner, his opponent wearing the two-tone pink trunks. He weighed in at 146.6 pounds. He is undefeated. His record is a perfect one. 6 wins, and all 6 wins coming by way of knockouts from Capitol Heights, Maryland. Give it up for your hometown fighter, Maximus Different Breed Garland.
All right, gentlemen, given the rules in the dressing room, protect yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times. Touch them up. Good luck.
About to get underway, Maximus Garland, you see in the pink and white. Gil Garcia in the black and red. Houston, Texas versus Capitol Heights, Maryland, the hometown boy. He is taller, he is confident, looking ready to go. Our prospect card underway.
Yeah, massive height advantage for Garland.
Chris, what I'm curious about, putting your coach's hat on, you have a prospect, a kid like this, 6 fights, 6 knockouts. Do you want extra rounds? Work on the jab, work on other things, or is it, hey, get out of there, on to the next one?
Listen, it depends on what kind of opponent you have, because there are guys out there that if you allow them to hang around, it makes you look bad. It depends on the opponent. If you have someone in front of you who's a live dog, actually has some skills, and you actually can work on some things, absolutely. But if they're rough, if they're wild, if they really just do not have any kind of skills, you want to just get them out of there. You don't get paid for overtime. Get it done, move on. Got to see what kind of opponent Garcia is here.
Boss Rutan, you know him well from your kickboxing days. I'm sure you were a fan. Great Dutch kickboxer. He said any fighter who says they wanted to show more what they had is lying. You want to get in there and get out.
Yeah.
Nice right hand. Good skill so far from Maximus. Educated lead hand.
Listen, Garcia is a veteran of 13 fights. He knows what to do. He's fighting a much taller man. He's been throwing that overhand right. Actually came pretty close with a few of them. So he has the right idea, and he's actually punching with Garland, which is smart. You want to test the prospect early. Fast hands from Garland. Got a height advantage, speed advantage.
Working the body very well for a tall guy. Getting around that elbow, working the ribs. I always think of a prime Riddick Bowe, a tall guy, good body work, good inside fighter.
Also fast hands.
Also very quick.
See, there's that right hand again from Garcia. That's the shot that he's looking for, which is smart. You know, like I said, got a taller guy. You want to come over that lead hand. Good body work here in the inside from Garcia. Back comes.
Into the
Nasty shot. Uppercut on the inside from Garcia.
Good uppercuts, good overhand rights from Garcia. It's been his
good body shot. Generally, when you see a guy move his trunks down like that, he felt that shot. And a left hook upstairs to boot.
Just under a minute left in round number 1. Only a 4-round fight. Once again, a lot of short fights on this card in terms of rounds. It's a prospect card. Good left hand.
Garcia's tough, man. He got some big left hooks in that exchange.
And still coming forward.
I like how Garland is taking some of the power off and just kind of probing with those punches, looking for the big shots. Good adjustment.
Just good work with that lead hand. So many of those fighters from DC, so educated with the lead hand. Great jabs.
Great point, Jimmy. Yeah, it is definitely a DC thing. You see guys that are they're boxer punchers. That's the style that you see coming out of that area. Oh, nice finish to the body.
Fantastic display of technique in round number 1 for Maximus Garland. Great stuff from him, but we saw that from Lamont Roach Jr. at our card in D.C. against Fergal McCord. He used a lead hand so well, he never had to come out of his shell. It's almost like I don't need to really throw any power shots.
It's great awareness from the fighters that we see out of this area. You saw there's a couple of those overhand rights came very, very close. Some of them might even actually touch Garland, but toward the end of the round, he starts rolling those. He didn't even put his hand up, just rolling his shoulder, gets an idea of the judgment of the distance and the timing. And you see that often from the guys from the D.C. area. They have that roll, that catch and shoot. Very athletic, very aware fighters.
No, Teddy Atlas was talking about, Roberto Duran, Manos de Piedra. He goes, he would roll with every shot. It looked like he was getting hit. He really wasn't.
He had very underrated defense.
Underrated boxer, period, in my opinion. I think one of the greatest of all time. It's my personal feeling about it. Took on another D.C. legend and Sugar Ray Leonard. 1-2 against him. We got round number 2. Maximus Garland versus Gil Garcia. Garcia out of Texas. To his credit, Chris, he's been moving forward. He hasn't tried to step back. He hasn't given up. Mentally still in this fight.
No, he's taking the shots well. He has the right idea. The overhand right, the body work. That's what you want to do against a tall. Oh, good uppercut there from Garland on the inside. That's what you want to do against a taller, faster fighter. Close the distance. Use those looping shots as a taller guy tries to pull away. Oh, and then also the body work, of course. They have that long torso, a lot of real estate to hit.
Garcia so far not able to deal with the lead hand of Maximus.
Taking a lot of damage on the way in, though, is Garcia.
Nice right hand. They've been sneaking in the overhands and the uppercuts. When Garcia has landed, that has been the punch that has done it. Not a lot of versatility in his attack.
Oh, good body shot inside from Garland.
On real fast, getting around the elbow with that left hand. And considering, once again, Chris, we're looking at a taller guy. He's been the superior body puncher.
Yeah, he's been fighting actually very well on the inside as well because of the fast hands and his athletic ability, being able to change levels. But there's that overhand right, man. I don't want to see Garland falling asleep because he's having so much offensive success.
Box a brawler, you brawl a boxer, and Garcia definitely came to brawl against what is apparently the superior boxer in Maximus Garland.
Yeah, doesn't seem to have a choice.
With the body, come down to the body too, right? Body back up. Pick him up. Come on, don't walk the dog out the day. Body back up.
Garcia's tough, though. He's dogged in his approach. He's taking these shots well. It seems like it's been hard to deter him from still trying to land his own shots. Here you see him taking some big body work, but also still coming back with his own left hook and his right hand there. Oh,
quick left hook.
Nice left hook to the temple there from Garland.
But you see real efficiency in these shots.
I think Garland's surprised that he's still here. Garland's 6-0 with 6 KOs. Obviously carries a punch. He's been landing some clean, flush shots on Garcia thus far, and he's still here. Still in his face.
There's the contradiction of being a knockout puncher earlier in your career. You knock everybody out, everybody says, but can he go the distance? As soon as he goes the distance, well, maybe he's not that powerful.
Yeah. That's true.
Can't win.
True, you can't win. I like what the corner from Garland, what they're saying. More than one, let it go, stop loading up on single shots. They're absolutely right. You got a guy, obviously, who can take a shot to the head and to the body. You're loading up on shots. You're giving him opportunities to land those stray shots like that you should not be getting hit with against an opponent like this.
End of round number 2. Garcia still moving forward, still throwing big punches against against the real boxer with excellent combinations, Maximus Garland. Action from round number 2.
See them on the inside mixing up, which is most of what round 2 was. Both guys exchanging on the inside. And we're talking about the skill set of the taller, longer guy to fight on the inside. That was a perfect example of that. Pulling those uppercuts up the middle with the shorter guy.
Flash photography during tonight's fights for the fighter's safety.
Wonder if it's a PROBOX TV event. Jim Sorensen, you hear that voice? You know it's PROBOX, our ring announcer. We get ready for round number 3.
Sharp dresser, too, is that Jim Sorensen.
We're always comparing suits with him.
Always looking good.
Always beats us. but then you knocked him out to show him you're still
right.
Yeah, you have the superior hands. And that's what we do.
You got to show who's alpha.
That's what we have. Alpha dogs here. PROBOX TV as we begin round number 3.
Both guys actually landed decent right hands there. Garcia landed a nice overhand right. This fight's getting rough, and we're going to see how Garland is going to deal with that.
That's a Garcia kind of fight. Young man from Houston, Texas, taking on the hometown boy. He knows what that means. You have to make a dogfight out of this.
And Jimmy, you mentioned knockout punchers and when they actually go the distance, but also, what's the gas tank like? If you're used to knocking everybody out, and you got a high volume fight, you got a guy in front of you who's durable, what happens in round 3? What happens in round 4?
Our own Teddy Atlas said it famously about Mike Tyson. He could handle things until it required character. That's when he fell apart, and that's what happens to a power punch a lot of times. Chris, right? It comes out to mentality and character.
Yeah, and also even from a technical standpoint, a lot of guys who can punch really well going forward can't punch that well going backwards. And I feel like we're seeing that right here with Garland, who's getting pushed against the ropes here in rounds 2 and 3. The pop is just not the same on these punches like it was in round 1.
Yeah, still landing cleanly, still doing his work. A lot of times, Chris, you find yourself kind of looking for flaws in the superior boxer, the guy who's supposed to win. May sound like we're being overly critical. That one was a little bit low. Garland showing the willingness, as we said, to make a dogfight out of this one, Chris.
I think he's being forced to. I mean, Garcia is putting him in a position. You know, the guy's durable enough. He's got a good chin. He's taking it to the body well. And he's forcing a dogfight. And Garland is okay with it. He's showing up. Still getting the better of it, but taking damage that I don't think a guy of his stature really should be taking. Stature and skill, honestly. He could be on the outside pumping that jab and using those long straight.
Senbatar Erdenbot on our air last Wednesday went to a decision. I mean, controlled it, owned it, but one of the things we thought is, well, you know, going the distance so much, you only have so many rounds in you, right? Don't want to go the distance every single time.
Yeah, I mean, early on, I actually like young guys to go the distance, but if you have an opportunity to get a guy out of there, you really should. Especially when talking about Erdenbot, who's so talented.
Yeah, two-time Olympian. He'll be on our air again soon. But right now, it's Maximus Garland in the pink and white. Doing a great job outboxing GIL Garcia. But Garcia, despite taking some heavy punches, especially in round number 1, is still here to fight.
I like the punch variation and punch selection from Garland here. He's been able to land everything, but he's really not deterring Garcia from going forward. Oh, beautiful body shot with the right hand.
Excellent body work so far. Once again, 6-0, 6 knockouts. We know he has power.
I don't know how many guys he fought from Houston, Texas, though. Texas tough is a whole different thing.
I'm telling you, man, Southern California native. You know about the gym wars in Southern California? Mexicans, Mexican-Americans, known for their toughness. Garcia will see the final round.
Garcia got cracked with a big left hook and shook his head, banged his glove, go like, all right, come on, let's go.
Nods at him. Give me some more. We'll have a chance in round number 4. Final round of this 4-round fight.
Listen, I like Garcia, man.
Yeah.
He came to fight. He's waving on the crowd. He's in enemy territory. Good for him.
It is a great fighter or someone with great potential who hears boos and is the same as being cheered. I want a reaction from the crowd. Don't care what it is. Some highlights from round number 3, Chris.
Yeah, again, more inside fighting because Garcia has pushed the pace, closed the distance, and brought Garland into his kind of fight. That being said, Garland is still taking advantage and staying way ahead, landing beautiful combinations. There we saw left hook. I think the punctuation punch tonight has been the left hook from Garland. He's landed that to the head and to the body with great precision and power. But Garcia's tough, man. He keeps bringing it.
So far, we have not seen any sign of the frustration of Maximus Garland. Once again, 6-0, 6 knockouts. Some guys get in that final round, they're upset. You can tell they're frustrated, they're upset. We haven't seen that from Garland. Seems willing to go the distance if he has to.
No, yeah, not at all. He hasn't seemed frustrated one bit.
Doctor checking out Garcia. Understandable. He's taking a lot of punishment. Want to see if he's all right.
Oh, he's got a big cut under the eye. I didn't see that last round. So underneath that right eye, I mentioned that left hook from Garland. That's been a really good weapon tonight. You see the damage under the right eye of Garcia via that left hand.
Man, he's worked the body. It's a good left hook as well. A nice
Good
right
shot.
hand from Garcia.
Good overhand right from Garland. And that's what I mean. He punches with you. Those guys are dangerous. There it is again.
Because it's fearless. Right in the middle of a combination. He's throwing that right hand.
Body right there, okay?
Danny Garcia at his best, known for that style.
Yep. Dan Garcia,
Negated
great
the speed
counterpuncher.
of Amir Khan by just standing in the pocket and throwing.
Punching with you. That's the thing, especially when guys are super offensive. They don't think about anything coming back, and the punch you don't see is the one that hurts you the most.
When I asked Antonio Tarver, how'd you beat Roy Jones Jr.? He said, I had to throw when he was throwing. Just in the middle of a combination, I got to throw. I'm not as fast, but I'm going to throw in the middle.
Good shots here.
Not that Tarver was slow. That's not what I'm saying. It's a similar kind of thing from Garcia, throwing those overhand rights.
Nice body shot on the inside there from Garland. Little shuttle punch with that left hand to the solar plexus. Garcia walks right through it as usual.
Do you stay with the body punching strategy in a 4-rounder, Chris? Because you just might not have enough time for that damage to sink in.
Yeah, no, in this situation, I would have gone to the distance here. Like, step back, put the jab, put the right hand on him. You know, it's the shots you don't see, like I said before, are the ones that are going to hurt you. A guy like this is his fight. He can do this for 6, 8 rounds. 4 rounds easy. But you get outside, you start blinding him with the jab, you hit him with right hands he doesn't see. Next thing you know, he's taking a nap on the canvas.
And Gil Garcia might feel those body shots tonight in the hotel for sure. It looks like they will not be a factor in this fight. About 1 minute and 10 left to go in the final round. Maximus Garland in the pink and white, undefeated against Gil Garcia from Houston, Texas.
Garcia's earning his check regardless. Taking lots of punishment, but making a fight out of it. And testing the undefeated Garland, who's never gone the distance.
This is the kind of fight you go back to the gym and go, hey, man, you're going to run into more and more of these guys. We're going to take these shots and keep coming.
They get tougher, they get bigger, they hit harder.
Step around. Get him over.
Now, I'm making an assumption that Gil Garcia from Houston, Texas is Mexican. I don't know that. But you're going to run into some tough dudes who can take some big shots. You know that, Chris.
Yeah, one would assume he is Mexican, being named Garcia from Texas.
You're not going to walk. You're not going to. He's going to walk through these punches and still keep going.
Good snappy jab there.
Oh, nice 1-2.
Oh, wow, look
Called
at that.
it off with 15 seconds left.
Wow.
I found that a bit surprising.
Yeah. You see the reaction there from Garcia, not happy about it. Don't blame him. Can't say that I blame him.
15 seconds left in the final round. I thought the guy deserved to at least see the final bell. Wasn't off his feet. Never really saw him staggered or hurt.
Wasn't really rocked a bunch of times either. Got hit with some big shots, absolutely. That was one of the most rocked he had been the whole time, and his head just went back, but he came right back. Obviously, he's okay here, but yeah, I thought that was early.
Yeah, I understand the call. It was a one-sided. If I was one-sided the whole time.
Right.
Now here's round number 4. Some of the punishment you were talking about, Chris. Eating some good shots. He had a cut under the right eye.
Yeah, I mean, it was more of the same. I mean, the last couple rounds, a lot of inside fighting. It was rough on the inside for sure. Garcia was landing as well, but not having much of an effect. Garland was definitely way ahead, was doing some damage, but he landed a shot in particular that knocked Garcia's head back in a way the ref was not happy about. And listen, we're not in the ring with them. We're not seeing exactly how these punches are landing. But to me, it looked like Garcia was taking them as well now as he was all night. So, look at that. That stop coming in the next 30 seconds or so.
And was about 15 seconds left to go in the final round.
Yeah, look, you see Garcia's still in the fight. He's still in there.
Here it is.
Was that the shot? No, I think it was the harder one coming
Yeah, it's coming up in a few seconds. You see the shot that popped his head back. And
yeah, it was a big
that was
uppercut
it.
there.
Regardless, it is Maximus Garland with another knockout. He moves to 7-0, 7 knockouts. Gil Garcia, Chris and I, our hats off to you.
Tough guy, man.
Came in there to fight, and you did. I know he's disappointed with the stoppage, but, man, he took some heavy punches and was in it to win it till the final bell. You know, Chris, you know how difficult it is to walk into somebody else's backyard and perform. Not win, perform. Show up and do your job. It's not easy.
Yeah, but a guy like Gil Garcia, you know, his record now, he's 5-8-1. He's only got 1 KO. He's used to this, man. He's coming in from Texas. You know, he's quote unquote a jobber kind of guy. You know, for him to fight those 4 rounds that get stopped right at the end. Now he's going to go on suspension
And
list. He
now,
can't fight next
ladies
week.
and gentlemen, to make it
I feel
official, at 2 minutes, 45 seconds in round number 4, your winner by technical knockout and still undefeated, Maximus Different Breed Garland.
And guess what? We got another up-and-comer from DC, now 7-0, 7 knockouts. What'd you see in terms of the skill set that impressed you, Chris?
Definitely talented, nice punch selection, like I said. Looked like he had some good pop, nice hand speed, good height for the weight class for sure. But getting hit with some shots that just didn't need to be. You know, and fighting Garcia's fight, giving him the only opportunity that he had, I would have liked to have seen him be able to tame Garcia a little better from the outside and not get hit with some of those wild shots. But regardless, a lot of talent. It's early in his career, long way to go. But I like what I saw.
Yeah, another thing, he didn't seem to press too hard for the knockout. He was landing big punches early, but when it seemed like he knew he had a tough guy in front of him, a lot of guys, they get frustrated, they push a little bit for the knockout. Never really went there mentally.
No, we didn't allow himself to get frustrated. Didn't mind that the fight seemed like it was going to go the distance. Scored the knockout right, the TKO right at the end. But regardless, was doing what he does. You know, I like that.
Said it over and over throughout this fight. That educated lead hand, good jab, good lead hook, especially to the body. It's going to serve him well.